After bidding farewell to their ties in Lake Grasp, the party heads out on the road toward Tilo. On their way out, they learn that Kalandra is setting off eastward with Karun's people, the Naramine, to their home of the Moonlake Well in hopes of helping solve their corruption problem, like she had once done with Karun's phylactery. Along the way to Tilo, the party runs into a strange, slightly green, gnomish man who speaks enigmatically and then unexpectedly turns into a large green-tinged raven. They have a few more strange encounters along the way, culminating in the realization that the fields around them are not filled with moonlight glistening blades of grass, but the gleaming eyes of countless ravens. Upon entering Tilo, they're regaled a local folktale about a cursed princess known as Urzhabet, who now guards the way between Tilo and Terno, desperately seeking to be married to a true love. On their way to confront this creature, they are surprised by that same strange green gnomish man who suggests that he has been behind the road encounters, and this time explicitly tells them he is also Raven, and that he doesn't want them to bring the chalice as asked. Miraculously avoiding any combat in the encounter with the princess, the party restores her to her true form, and she runs away happily with her new suitor. They learn that Jathril has been taken captive by the Shadowed Hand, so the party makes haste to the ruined tower where the organization resides. They make their way down into the depths of the cellar until finally confronting those same head members of the Shadowed Hand. In a dramatic and poetic bout of combat, the party is victorious. They rescue a now strong-hand amputated Jathril, but also to the surprise and chagrin of some, Martis and Ethiel, the roguish bard that caused their clash with this organization in the first place. Seeking to save more captives, they also meet and rescue the Hand of the King, Hargar, and the daughter of the king, Princess Coel. Heading out toward Kinghaven now, the Green Raven shows up once again after another Trixie Wixie, warning them to not find the chalice. They get horses, making the trip to Kinghaven that much faster. In Kinghaven, they hear news of the war and the devastation that has befallen Midcove, and then they experience that devastation firsthand when witnessing the remains of their dear friend Balin Toughwold being marched through the streets during a mass funeral procession. Kingsguard recognize and sweep up Hargar and Princess Coel and secure them away in the castle. The party then goes and does some underground brawling in the tavern where they meet Porvis, who notes that he could be a helpful ally in the future. The Mother Raven shows up and implores that the party is very close now and that they need to bring her the chalice. Later that night, the darkly cloaked raven-faced figure responsible for the plague in Lake Grasp appears and divulges more about the dynamic of the three raven figures, and expresses his wishes as that of not giving the chalice to Mother Raven. Dominicus gets laid. On their way to meet with the king, they are surprised to find Asher Asterion stumbling toward the Temple of Light, holding the corpse of his dearly beloved Eden. Karun recognizes there is nothing he can do and warns Asher that the Temple of Light, given their views of tieflings, is unlikely to help. The party later meets King Cantonius, Queen Belabeth, and Grandmaster Wizard Khazrak, the man from Dom's birthing memory. They all feast to notice a really shiny chalice, and in several aside conversations, Khazrak and King Cantonius confirm that Dominicus is indeed the double bastard son and prince of both Zahath and Eswind, born between King Cantonius himself and Queen Elspeth of Zahath. Briar, Marty, and Coel eavesdrop on the conversation between Asher Asterion and his aunt, Head Mother Catherine of the Temple of Light. Briar makes it her goal to mark down history and record the truth of these events as they unfold. The party learns they are being inquired upon for their use of magic by the Temple of Light, and Karun is taken in alone to be questioned by Head Mother Catherine and Inquisitor Jothrand. They hear news that an army of thousands is marching toward Eswind from the Black Bridge that connects the two warring countries. They finally speak with Asher Asterion and get his recount and thoughts on what he believes was a conspiring plot to get Eden killed between the Temple of Light and the Order of Heroes. The Black Raven shows up again, threatening to harm loved ones before ordering the party to destroy the chalice now that they've found it. They learn that King Varth of Zahath has reportedly been assassinated. Asher gets scooped up and flown over the country to see that marching army looks a lot less like soldiers and more like refugee commoners with their families. The party meets with the king again, and he and Dom find time to form a bit of a long overdue connection before they both attend the council summit with all the major city lords of Eswind in attendance. Lord Zuther of Sirak, Lord Lethian of Lake Grasp, and Lord Basquin of Trevain, who is also the father of the queen, Belabeth. Lord Alfrin of Riverend would have attended, but he died in that city's occupation by a Zahathian force. Lord Zuther sides with the king in seeking out peaceful discourse with Zahath. while both Lord Lethian and Lord Basquin vehemently seek retaliation for Eswindian losses in hopes of hedging even further losses on Eswind soil. While inquiring about how they could possibly have any peace, Lord Basquin activates King Cantonius' trap card, the double bastard prince of both nations, Dominicus. As the party leaves the summit, they witness Asher Asterion confronting his father, headmaster of the Order of Heroes, Aiden Asterion. And by confronting, I mean sword through the belly. Some of the party rush to Aiden's aid, managing to stabilize him, while others go after and take on Asher before he eventually turns himself in. Later, Karun makes contact with Dom's birth mother, Elspeth, the Queen of Zahath, through the sending spell. It is implied that she was somehow involved in the assassination of King Varth. The party then convenes with the king once again, just before the official public announcement of Dom's existence and princehood. Dominicus then stands before the crowd and recites the old prophetic poem that speaks of peace between the two countries once and for all.